Hello! Welcome to Wicked Wednesdays with the Water Witch. So as you can see, I have rearranged my room a little bit. I have moved the chair from over there to over here, and I'm sitting on it sideways. You actually get a little bit better view. You have my altar here, and my fish, my super fat, bug-eyed black fish, and my books, which enjoy them in their nice orderly state, because I'm sure they won't stay like that for very long. So I've already recorded this once, and for whatever reason YouTube doesn't like me, and they decided not to upload it. So this is take two. So let's see. So first thing that I want to talk about is I just finished painting this lovely little statue here. I got her at Pagan Pride Day years ago, and she was a matte gold color, and I've always had the intent of painting her. And so today I decided that I was going to add the blue skirt and give her some skin very similar to mine on the blue base, and I'm really pleased with her. She is Aphrodite, and I'm actually going to probably find a little shell and put it right there in her hand. I think that would be great. So like I said, it's Aphrodite, and she is a goddess that I'm working with right now. She's also a water goddess. She was born of the sea foam and the waves. She's also the goddess of beauty and lust and love. So that gives you a little bit of a hint of some of the things that I've been working on. However, I actually enjoy working with her specifically for self-love and body image issues. I know that many of us women have these issues. We have wonderful bodies, but for whatever reason we decide that we don't like them. To this, to that, not enough this, not enough that. And it's really unfortunate, and I know that we all go through it at some point. But the way that I have really been conquering this issue is by working with Aphrodite through self-love and beauty and appreciating my body for the way it is. So that's the first thing that we're going to talk about today, and then the second thing is actually goes along with this, and it goes along with the self-love and beauty, is magical hair braiding. And as you can see, oh, wrong side. As you can see, I have a braid in today, and it was put in today, and I did this as a devotion and prayer to Aphrodite. However, you know, I do follow what they consider the words of the Sphinx, or the words of the Mage, which are to know, to will, to dare, and to keep silent. So in this particular case, I am going to keep silent about this. However, I will attempt to put a photo at the end of this video, and it will be on a past hair braiding that I had done. You know, I'm still working out this whole video, putting things together, so I am saying that I'm going to attempt to put it in the video. If it doesn't make it, I'll try putting a link to the photo. So with magical hair braiding, there's many different ways that you can do it. For me, spiritual stuff and deep healing, I like to braid at the center of the back of the neck. For some other things, I'll put them here behind the ear. These seem to be some of the more private things that I'm kind of holding. I don't really want people to see. And these are more things that have to do with physical, mundane, kind of out in the open. Those are not hard, fast rules, though. It just really depends on where I feel led to put the braid and how many braids. In the past, I've felt that, I really needed some deep work, and I've done 4 braids, and other times I've done 3. This time it's just 1. In addition to the braiding, one of the things that I really like to do is add in crystals or stones. And in this case, I'll show you a few that I have right here. I like to use a couple different shapes. This donut shape is great because it's real easy, especially if you have wet hair, to get one of the strands through and hold it and then continue the braid underneath. That's carnelian, and this is also carnelian, and this is a great one. If you're looking for stones to braid into your hair, make sure that they have, sorry, still learning how to use this, really large holes in there like this. This is probably the smallest size that you want to work with. However, I've worked with smaller, and I'll show you some of those in a second. So those are both carnelian, and if you work with stones in any way, or your path includes working with your chakras, then carnelian is really great for women's issues, sex magic, sexual issues, your lower 3 chakras, because carnelian varies from a very light orangey yellow down to like a dark, deep blood red. I wouldn't say blood red, like an orange red, a deep orange red. It's really great for those lower 3 chakras, so you can use it for your root chakra, your solar plexus, and your sacral. Other ones that I have used, this is aquamarine, which is great for water magic. It's also great for stress release and healing, soothing, anything calming. This one here is just a piece of quartz, and this one was difficult because it has teeny tiny little holes. I ended up attaching this one down at the bottom where the knot is when I used this particular one. I also have another one floating around, but it's gone missing, and it's a amber heart. And I have 2 more here. I love using amethyst because it's great for fighting addiction to any substance. It can even be addiction to a depression or food. It doesn't have to be to some sort of really bad substance. We can become addicted to many things, even people. So this one is another very small one. It's a bead, and you can see the hole in there is teeny tiny. And I ended up having to attach that one to the very bottom at the knot as well. And then this last one, this hole is actually large, and so this one actually proved to be kind of difficult because the hole was so large. But if you're doing larger braiding, or if you dread, then this is great. And this is a large donut here, and this one I believe is onyx. And that one's great for removing blocks and shadow work, and any of the nocturnal magic. And then lastly, this is a bit large, unless of course you have large braids, but for this particular size braid, obviously this is going to be really, really big. But you can also, if you're working water magic or sea magic, you can braid shells in there. And if you're going to use a cowrie, you want to make sure that it has the back open like this. Many of them come cut, others come natural. This is a natural cut where I did find it on the beach like this, but because of the nice little hole here in the center, you can definitely thread the hair through there and wear it as well. So when you're braiding, you definitely want to be in the moment and really have your intent at the forefront of your mind and your heart. If you want to braid but you're thinking about other things, or you're preoccupied, then remember that that energy is going to go into that braid. So it's always really good to be in the moment, to have the emotions, the feelings, all that kind of stuff at the forefront, so that while you're braiding each cross of the hair, you're really putting the energy and the intent into it. If you're working with a 3-strand braid, 3-word chants are really great, because you can chant one word for each cross and then over again and over again. If you are doing a prayer to a goddess, you can just say the prayer while you're doing it. You know, there's so many different ways. With everything, with all magic, it's all about the intent, and the tools are just the amplifiers. So, you know, when you are working with your hair and doing braid magic, then remember the intent. And many people, if you're working, back up a little bit. So I want to kind of end the hair braiding part here with saying, if you're working through grief with your hair, I know in the past, whenever I have worked on deep healing and grief, that I have actually cut my hair, for me, very short. For those of you that don't know, my hair is very, very long. It's it's about 3 to 4 inches above my knees right now. So, you know, obviously I haven't cut it in a while, but several years ago I got really upset and went through a deep grieving process, and I did cut off almost 1.5 feet of my hair, and this really helps to release things. So if you want to work through grief through hair braiding, and you don't want to cut all of your hair off when you're done, work at the base of the neck, or find a place, you know, that's kind of tucked up in here, that you could braid, and then when it's time to remove the energy from your life, when the healing is complete, then you can cut that piece out, you know, something like this size, placed in the correct place, back up through here. You're not really going to miss it if you cut it off. If you do happen to cut off your braids or your dreads, and it is for that deep healing, grieving process, endings, and you need to move on, bury them or burn them. So don't reattach the hair that is magic that has to do with healing or grief. If you dread, and you know, when you wore your dreads you had a great time and life was wonderful, I don't see a problem with reattaching. But if you're really trying to move past things and evolve and progress and move away from a dark time in your life, do not reattach dreads. Someone asked me once about, you know, what if I cleansed them, and I think that that would help, but I still think that it would carry some of that energy. So just something to think about. Everybody's path is a little different, everyone's belief is a little different, but always consider, you know, deeply before you reattach something, or you detach something from your body. So on that note, I'm going to end today just by saying thank you so much for watching Wicked Wednesdays with the Water Witch. You can always leave comments below with questions. You can also email me at annwynavalon@yahoo.com, and that's ANNWYN, Avalon, AVALON, @yahoo.com. And of course you can always find me at www.waterwitchinthewest.com. Thank you so much. See you next week.